Policing the car repair places which give out smog certificates. Case closed to form a task force with the BAR to see if cars were earning their smog certificates, and what we found out may astonish you.
Smog contributes to about 80,000 deaths a year in the state of California. Children growing up in Los Angeles have a 10 to 15% less lung capacity due to the smog. Smog has its greatest impact on the elderly, athletes, and small children.
Smog in California is dirty business, and some smog repair shops are actually getting rich from polluting the air we breathe. It's a scam called clean piping.
In other words, they're selling certificates, testing one vehicle at their location, and issuing a certificate to a vehicle that's not even at the location.
The customer telephones the smog shop, gives the vehicle identification information, and over the phone, they're issued a smog certificate without ever bringing their car to the shop. So Case Closed decided to do something about it. We teamed up with the California Bureau of Automotive Repair.
All they're in there for is the money. It's very obvious. They don't care how dirty the car is. When you dial up and ask for a smog and you pay X number of dollars over the phone for a smog certificate, nobody knows how dirty that car is.
Mike Vanderlaan is the manager of the California Smog Check Inspection and Investigation Program. He and his team have assembled a task force to put these polluters out of business.
What they're doing, it's a crime. There's no doubt about it.
Each smog shop operates a computer network. Using data from this state-monitored network, the Bureau of Automotive Repair was able to confirm a number of locations they believe are issuing fraudulent smog certificates to cars that have never been tested.
Hey, Terrence.
Hi, Mike.
How are you?
Good.
This is the car we're going to use today?
Yeah, it is.
The BAR uses a fleet of undercover vehicles as bait to catch the smog shop breaking the law.
And what we do is make them just like a consumer's car that drives in for a smog check. And we see what they'll do to that vehicle. All of these vehicles are documented basically for the entire emission system. So we know if the guy goes in and changes a setting on a carburetor or timing or messes with the vehicle to get it to pass or fail.
The first step is to take the rigged car into a shop. And if the investigators get a bogus certificate, they proceed to set up undercover surveillance. This Los Angeles shop was the focus of one investigation. Bar investigators believe the blue car you see here is a clean pipe car.
We'll actually videotape the facility to verify what's going on in the shop over an 8 or 24-hour period. And by doing that, we see how many cars actually go into the facility.
Our investigators took their evidence to Los Angeles County Deputy District Attorney Joseph Charning, and warrants were issued.
They are undermining the efforts to clean the environment. They are criminals like any other criminal. They should be put in jail for doing what they're doing, and we're going to prosecute them to the full extent of the law.
With full support from the DA's office, a rendezvous point was set for dawn. District Attorney Supervising Investigator Tom Gessner headed the field operation. The location, Van Nuys, California, where today's auto repair is suspected of issuing fraudulent certificates to Valley Coach used car lot. Our team will target both locations simultaneously.
Y pongan las manos quietas. Ahorita, por favor, cálmese.
While officers seized documents and inspected the smog computer network, Tom headed to Valley Coach used car lot.
Search will continue, and interviews will be conducted, and documents will be taken.
Since both shops were willing to cooperate with our investigators, no arrests were made. Our next bust was the most dangerous, South Central Los Angeles, Tom's Auto Repair, the smog shop from which the original evidence taken to the DA was obtained. Uniformed patrol units provided backup for our team.
I would suggest that the unit behind the camera would go ahead and take position
here, and if you can, one guy over here.
Yeah.
Okay, this way you got visibility, and this way we'll cover that avenue of escape.
Our team rolled into action. For security reasons, our cameras were asked to stay back until the officers could assure our safety.
Do you have any weapons?
Yeah,
Where?
in the office.
What we did is I had a camera and filmed their operation, and the records of that particular days are right here, so we're actually taking it now.
Not surprising to our officers, the same vehicle that was captured in their surveillance footage was still on the premises. And in fact, the computer network showed that just moments before our arrival, it was used as a clean pipe car to issue a fraudulent smog certificate to another vehicle that was not on the premises.
Put your hands behind your back. Okay, you're being placed under arrest for 502C2, the Penal Code computer fraud, okay? And that's in relationship to the fraudulent smog certificates that you issued.
$11 on that side. Videotape.
Step right over here, sir. No, I believe it's exactly what we expected to find. We had a pretty good idea how big of an operation this was coming in, and we were able to find the evidence to support it. We ended up confiscating 2 smog machines. We're going to take one vehicle that had been used as a zero car, and we made 3 arrests. We know that at least on one day they did at least 30 fraudulent smog certificates, and that's just a sampling. So we suspect that this is a very active shop. We consider this a pretty good target for us.
The Bureau of Automotive Repair has a 98% conviction rate on all suspects they've arrested for clean piping in California.
I want them out of business. And we're going to go after them. We're going to go after the ones that are out there clean piping. We're not going to stop. It'll make a better place for everybody, the industry, the consumer, and most of all, the environment. The more we can put this on the air, such as Case Closed has done, I think it's fantastic.
Joining us now is Mike Vanderlaan, manager of the Smog Check program at the Bureau of Automotive Repair, and Katie McGuire, spokesperson for the BAR. Mike, let's start with you. Just how big a bust is this?
Stacy, this is the 2nd largest one we've done in the state.
And if they're convicted, what kind of time are we looking at?
If they're convicted, they're looking at upwards to 2.5 years, in some cases 6 years, but also some substantial fines against their businesses.
Katie, how can the consumer avoid this kind of scam?
The most important thing a consumer can do when they're buying a used vehicle to make sure that they have to take that car to a reputable mechanic and make certain that the smog devices are on the car, that they're connected, and that they're working.
Thank you both for joining us.